Welcome to Making Your Miles Count Production, an educational program to all Canadian lease owner-operators with your host, Robert Scaper.
Well, welcome back to Making Miles Count podcast, and I got a little bit of a story for you today. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have put another podcast together so quickly, but I had a client tell me a story that I pretty much felt that I really had to share. This is a client that have had for a number of years, and he got out of the industry right at the peak, I think, in September of 2022, and he got an amazing amount for his truck, and he went home and did a bunch of things, and then he decided to come back into the trucking industry, I guess in February or January or something like that of 2025, and he licensed a brand new truck, big Peterbilt. Here's a picture of it, beautiful blue Peterbilt, and he got onto the road with a carrier and driving along for a few months, just 2 or 3 months, something like that. He was parked at a parking place or a truck stop or whatever in the States somewhere. Went to bed, and in the middle of the night his truck started rocking around, whatever, and you realize somebody had misjudged the off track on their trailer, and the trailer was pulling out the the front of the truck of his brand new truck. Well, he jumps out and he starts honking the horn and stuff like this. But meanwhile, the guy hooked onto his front and was pulling like crazy, pulling, and then he stopped and he backed up a foot, and then wham, he pulled again and pulled, and then didn't go anywhere, obviously, and he backed up, and again, his third time he is pulling, and you know that he ended up backing up and doing that 7 times. He couldn't get past a certain point. 7 times he tried to jump over something. Now, that's not driver error. That's not an oops. That's not a mistake. That falls under the category of stupid, foolish, had no understanding of what he's actually doing in a truck. They found out it was an American guy who was just 25 years old, and so he was young. Whether he panicked or whether we don't know what actually went through his mind, why he kept trying to ram the truck through something that was apparently unmovable. He didn't understand his equipment. He didn't understand movement, his off track, nothing. And it's astounding the dimness of people and their inability to understand their environment and what their responsibilities are. They're scary when they don't even realize that, hey, you know what? If a little bit of there's some resistance somewhere, well, I'll just put in more and get over that resistance. Get over the resistance. Well, that's not how you drive a truck. That's not how you do business. I mean, it is a ridiculous response to a situation, and it's mind-boggling. And realistically, yes, obviously, that 25-year-old guy is going to get fired. But there has got to be somebody else that should be fired, and that is the recruiter of the carrier that hired that guy, or maybe even the president of the carrier. There's no reason. If you hire a 25-year-old guy just to make the assumption that you're going to just go out there and everything should be okay. Well, that's insane. Maybe back in the 1970s, you can hire a 25-year-old guy and get a responsible account, especially someone from the farm, for instance. Like my son-in-law is a fourth-generation farmer, a large enough farm, whatever, 2,500, 3,500 acres, whatever it is. And, he was 9 years old, and he rebuilt his first diesel engine when he was 9 years old. Like, he understands waking up at 5 in the morning and going to bed at midnight during planting and harvesting season, and he understands maintenance, he understands the environment, that kind of thing. You hire somebody off of a farm, you know, somebody who works, somebody who understands equipment, who understands the extension of yourself, that the equipment, sometimes you have to understand where you actually are in your entire surroundings, what you're responsible for. And if you have that experience, well, of course you can hire a 25-year-old. You can hire, I have a grandson who is, what is he now? He's 8 years old. Guaranteed. He's going to be riding a combine when he's 12. He's going to be driving truck when he's 12, 13. And it's amazing. Like, he'll have no problem with. He's got hand-eye coordination. He's going to have no problem. Actually, I got two grandsons that are going to be like that. If they're trained from a very young age, not a problem. And but how many actually grow up in a farm nowadays? I grew up, and many people have grown up, at least knowing farmers and going to farmers and understand. Like, I hauled bales when I was, 15 years old and stuff like this. I know what a good sweating day of work is. And it's awesome when you're 15, 16 years of age driving a tractor around a field and stuff like that. That's fun. And it's also work. But nowadays, these young kids, certainly not all of them, there's some real gems out there, but there's far too many have no idea how they relate to the surroundings around them. They don't understand the full implication of responsibility. And it is a little bit scary. I talked in another podcast also about nowadays the technology that it's put into a highway tractor, where it has sensors that sense all of their trucks and how far they are and distance traveling, the whole weight and the whole factor. So you have to slow down. Like the truck, if you get too close to somebody, it'll slow itself down. It'll pull itself out of what do you call it? Cruise control or something. Actually, it has the cruise control on. It just gets slower and slower. That almost subconsciously trains the brain of somebody who's new to driving. Well, okay, I really don't have to think that much. I don't have to be aware of my environment because my computer is going to take care of the environment around me. And really, that's a scary thing. When you train people to trust technology too much, we can end up training idiots and really lazy people. And maybe sometimes you can get away with that for a while, but eventually, at some point in time, we got to be truly training people to be mature. And to this situation where a 25-year-old just keeps ramming it, it is really bizarre. There's a great meme, a little video where a guy was driving a truck and his trailer got on those yellow posts or whatever, and he just rammed it. It very much it looked like that this guy, maybe he could have been stupid, but he was just mad because it pulled the trailer. I think it pulled the tags right off of the trailer, and he just kept running and going. He didn't care. And I think he was mad at least that's my interpretation. He better have been, because no one's that stupid. Maybe not. I don't know. I always think I believe in people too much. This 25-year-old guy certainly didn't understand his environment. Is he stupid? Yeah, he's stupid because he didn't learn. Will he ever have this opportunity again? Probably not. Better not. The carrier should be sued like crazy. You know that the frame was bent on that brand new truck, and it's been several months, and it's still the insurance are still haggling over things. He's been at home for several months. They're all waiting for insurance and suing and all sorts of stuff going through. It's a terrible situation. Not just the loss of a beautiful truck, but also loss of livelihood, loss of dignity, there's a lot of things, and unfortunately, we have to watch out for stupid people too much because there's too many of them coming into our industry, and we have to call a spade sometime and say, okay, look, that one's nasty. Something's nasty going to happen there, and hopefully we can get over this. But realistically, we're not in a great place where we have too many guys who don't know what they're doing. And anyway, figured I'd tell you that story. It's an amazing story. And here's some pictures of a beautiful truck. And it somehow or other didn't put a whole lot of damage to the truck. I'll give you some pictures of the damaged truck, but it just rocked the whole thing. Quite amazing accident. There are a lot of accidents like that should never have happened. This is another one. Anyway, have a good trip.
Thanks for stopping by Making Your Miles Count. For further Making Your Miles Count productions, call us at 877-987-9787 or download us at makingyourmilescount.com.